Okay, good morning to all. We will start the session. It's 5:30 now. Before
Good
I
morning,
start,
sir.
yes.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
sir.
Yes, good morning. Before I start, can you hear me properly? No technical issues.
No, sir. You can hear.
Okay. Yeah, Madhushi. Okay. And is my screen because I'm sharing the slides throughout my lecture. Is the screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Madhushi, and right, thank you. So I have always requested you to actively contribute. So you are quite free to disturb me at any time during the course of the lecture and ask me questions. So I appreciate your active contribution during the course of the lecture. Sudden breakdown is likely, therefore, I request you to stay in the meeting for about 5 minutes until I return in case there is a breakdown. And I request you to use your last name, if possible, with one other name, so that it is for my purpose, my reference. Take down anything important so that you need not have any other preparation for your mid-semester or in-semester examinations. When you take down, these points go into your short-term memory, and later it will fall into your long-term memory and it will continuously be there. Therefore, you may take down anything important. Do not depend on the recording. Sometimes the recording, there will be technical issues, and so that if the recording is not available at all, there will be problems. Recording is used only for those who are unable to join the session. So please make sure that you take down anything important, and we encourage you to, why always we study the theoretical aspect of the subject, but think about what you do in your research while we discuss this. First of all, your assignment. Has the assignment been uploaded now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Only
sir.
we do have 10 days, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Chanaka, what is the final date?
It's 10th,
10th April, sir.
10th of April, sir.
10th of April. All right. So that once you finish this, you can have your, right.
Right.
Okay. So your assignment, I hope I have explained this. I am not going to repeat it. The guidelines have been given. Other minor points have been discussed in the class. This is the format, but you can change it slightly. Slight changes are okay. For example, if you want to incorporate previous research, that may come under background, or you can have a separate section, whatever, it's okay. You can have slight changes in the order, etc. So any question about the assignment? Not about your topic. Not about your topic. Your topic I will discuss individually at the end of the session. Any other question about your the assignment, writing the assignment? No. Okay. I want to highlight several things. I want, while you are writing, make sure that this is
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir,
yeah,
sorry for the interruption, sir. We were given 2,000 words for the proposal.
right.
Yeah, so may I know how, total for the thesis, how many words we have to include for the entire research?
I mean later.
Yes, sir. When it's completed, how many words, sir, for the content for all?
When it completed means this is proposal is a separate document. You are not
Okay.
taking that for your final thesis, because the
Okay,
proposal
sir.
will be in the future tense. You have not yet started your study,
Yes, sir.
right? So
Okay.
some of the sections can be taken from the proposal and incorporated into your final thesis, because final thesis will be in the past tense. When you have completed your study, you are writing the final thesis.
Okay, so for final research, sir, how many words we have to include?
According to the guidelines, as far as I can remember, 10,000 words.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, as far as I can remember, just refer actually, the university will provide you the guideline book so that you have to refer to that book, not my verbal expressions, but as far as I can remember, it should be 10,000 words, right?
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, right. So that is final thesis, not this one. So, okay, Chanaka, good. So I have something to add about the assignment. Your writing style. Your writing style. This is the most important aspect. It should be academic writing style. Consistently you should use academic writing style, not informal letter writing to a friend of yours. Understand that. Academic writing style is the most important aspect. So your assignment, it will be graded, marks will be awarded, mainly depending on content is important. I don't underestimate the importance of content, but mainly your academic undergraduates now, right? You are going to be graduate, right? So your academic writing style, I will add a few points. Your writing style, pay attention to these factors. Check them at once you have completed writing before submission. Number one, impersonal style, impersonal tone. Number two, no redundancies. Number three, logical tone. Pay attention to these three factors. I will explain to you one by one what they actually mean. Impersonal style. See, one student will write the one that appears on the top. I will select 2 classes for the study. Then it's my mistake. I will collect. Right. Second student writes 2 classes will be selected from which the information will be collected through a questionnaire. Which is better?
Second one.
Second one.
Why do you say the second one is better, Madhushi or Mangala? Yeah, why do you say?
French is the academic language, sir.
Sorry, Madhushi?
The first
rather
one we
formal,
normally
sir.
we use, yeah. Second
It
one
is
is the
formal.
formal one.
Yeah, form, yeah, Madhushi and Maheshi.
And it's professionally.
Professional, academic. See, the use of the passive construction will raise the degree of formality. So this is a formal document. This is not a personal document you are writing to a friend of yours. Right? This should be a formal, academic, professional document. So use the passive voice, etc. impersonal, not personal, not saying I will conduct, I will collect data, no. Or don't use the researcher will conduct, no. Impersonal, better passive voice and other impersonal techniques to employ impersonal tone in your text overall. So no personal pronouns like I, etc. They are the first person personal pronoun should not come into your writing. Impersonal style. Number two, so the first one is clear, as Madhushi, Mahesh and the others explained. This is clear, good. Number two, no redundancies. No redundancies. Which one is better? One on the top or the bottom? When we consider about the data collection, several tools will be used for collecting data. Now, second one, several tools will be employed for the collection.
The second one, sir.
Second one.
The
Why
second
do
one,
you-
sir.
Yeah, why do you say? Can you explain?
When we write the things and we have to omit the doer, we only have to focus the things that is happening for the academic level.
There you are. Good, Chanaka. Thank you for elaboration. That is it. Yeah, that is, you do not have unnecessary words. Redundancies means words you are wasting. Why should you waste quite a lot of words to express something? Express it precisely, concisely. That is important. Precise, concise. No unnecessary redundant words, wasting words. When we consider about this, we can identify nonsense. You consider it and then start writing. Write directly. Write directly. Don't say as far as this issue is considered, it is evident that always directly expressed. That will add vigor, palm into your writing. That is important. That will, otherwise, these redundant expressions will damage your emphasis in your writing. So no redundancies, like when we consider, as far as these factors are considered, it is possible to comment that, not like that. Direct writing. See the second. Several tools will be employed for the collection of data. And then you did. So, yeah. So the first one, it is wrong because it includes redundancies. Logical tone. Which one do you think is better? Many students find it difficult, or the second one?
Second one.
Ishara, why? Explain. Good. Why do you say second one is better, Ishara? Or anybody?
It's with proof. The reference is also there.
Mahisha, yeah, Mahisha.
Yeah, it's with proof. The reference detail is there, and it's very formal.
Mahisha, thank you. Very formal, you are right. And at the same proof, evidence, right? Many students find it indefinite pronouns, like many, some, many, indefinite pronouns. No definiteness, right? So when you have the definite specific data, right? No, it adds logicality, it produces a logical tone in your text. Many students find it, some students say this, many, some, all are indefinite pronoun. Oh, I think that is person, right? But recent research suggests that development of speaking is extremely challenging. That is not many people say. That is not what I say. Brown 2017, page 38. So that anybody can refer to that and read further to understand that point better. So that you have given evidence. Or National Education Report, Ministry of Education 2019. So that when you have given such evidence-based writing, that will produce logical tone in your writing. So when you are writing, it is not only the content, your writing style will matter. So I have told you 3 important aspects to be considered in your writing. Impersonal style, no redundancies, logical tone. Pay attention to them when you before you submit your final proposal to the university. Okay. So I will demonstrate through one example. The student is very weak. Nonsense. Just like past tense this is last year student past tense thesis not the proposal, you know what I mean? All nonsense. First, it is necessary to mention that I had to commence my research in COVID pandemic. Hence, meeting people physically was the worst thing because virus has been spread fast. Then I met the principal of school or this through the WhatsApp media and discussed about what I am going to do and what kind of needs I want from their center. After the discussion, I requested through the email and he had approved it. Later, I talked to the permanent and visiting. All nonsense, nonsense, very weak writing. No grammatical errors, no grammatical or spelling, right? But very weak writing. Do not produce writing like this. This is personal writing, including redundancies. No logicality in the text. Do not. I will demonstrate one other good example, but this is also past tense. Past tense because I took it from a thesis, not from the proposal. Past tense is used, you are using future tense because yours is the proposal. See this one, this is good. After the development of the questionnaire for principal respondents, a pilot study was carried out taking a sample of 20 adolescent students of both sexes from grade 9 to 12 from a separate study setting. The study setting used for the pilot study was a type 1C Sinhala medium secondary school in Sri Javardhanapura zone in Colombo district. After the completion of the questionnaires, the 20 respondents were summoned up and inquired about the problems and difficulties they had encountered in the process of completing the questionnaires. See that it is not I distributed the questionnaire. After that, not like that. See the type of writing. This is the standard we need to maintain. Remember, if your writing is weak, definitely you will score. We as graduates, our attitude towards this should be we develop our writing skills. I'm sure that you have already developed. Therefore, there is nothing you're almost graduates, right? So I do not underestimate your capabilities, but still I'm telling these points must, you should take them seriously. Take them seriously into your consideration when writing. Okay, I will proceed one announcement. This is a common thing. Your research topic will be, if you have not yet, discuss the research title with me during the last 15 minutes, you can do it. You can do it during the last 15 minutes. Your next step, after you write your proposal, I will ask the university to upload the details about this also, your presentation for Viva. You prepare slides and you are ready to present it to the examiners. Your proposal presentation is the next stage, next step. So for this, prepare your slides and be ready now itself, so that at the last moment you will not have any issue, right? Prepare them now, practice them. I explained the guidelines for this last week, so I'm not going to repeat it. So I asked one student to prepare your slides and conduct the presentation as a model within 5 minutes. So Fatima agreed that she would conduct the presentation. Is Fatima here?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Okay, good, Fatima. I'm sorry that I have not given the share screen option is there. Okay, Fatima, will you be able to share it and finish it within 5 minutes?
5 minutes. Yes, sir.
Okay, I
Practice.
will. You start sharing it. Okay, Fatima, I can see it. I will mute. You can take the slide mode. Oh, else this is okay. No harm.
Sir, if there are mistakes, correct me, sir. I'm
No,
not.
no worries. I'm sure that you're right. You did it well. Anyway, yeah, you can take the. I mean, here, click on this PowerPoint mode. This
Where
slide.
can I do it this way, sir?
Okay. No harm.
Right.
can.
Very good
Yeah.
morning, all of you. My presentation title is Impact of Literature Studies on Second Language Students, English Proficiency. So the background that I have given is that the pass rate of O-level English language is low compared to the other subjects. And it is noticeable that English literature students are better in their English proficiency if we compare the students who have chosen other subjects with their English language knowledge. And it is noticeable that they perform well in their English tests, in general English tests in O-levels, and they write better compositions. Mainly the students who don't do English literature, they kind of train themselves to a structure to write in the paper. It's not that they study or they understand sometimes, but they train themselves to a structure. Like in reading composition, they find the words in the reading question and then try to find the answers. It's not that they understand it and do it, but when it comes to literature students, they read it and understand it. And during exams, for the first paper, when they have the writing composition for the bar chart and the letter, and in case if they have changed the structure of the bar chart like question, the students who have practiced for it would panic because it's difficult for them to change. But the students who do O-level literature, they don't panic because they try to write. They know how to compose an answer. So this is the problem statement that I used. I couldn't find anything recent. Sir, I'll do some research and find something recent, but because I have to present this week, I got this in the Daily News in 2017. They have mentioned that the records, the English language pass rates are lower than the pass rate of other subjects. So this is the problem statement that I have used for my presentation. The general objective is to investigate the impact of literature study on SLL, English language proficiency. So under this, I have taken specific objectives to explore the effect of time literature students spend on their literature studies and English proficiency. I'm not going to measure this, but the other two, like English test marks gained by literature students and others. Like they have to choose English literature from grade 10. So the marks, final exam, third term test marks for grade 10 and 11 will be gained of those students and the students who don't do literature. Analyze the improvement of English language before and after selecting English literature. So here we'll be taking the grade 9 third term test English marks as well. These are variables I have stated in light gray, which are measurable. And the proposed methodology, I have thought of, I'm not sure if it is possible or not, but I have thought of taking 4 government schools in different provinces O-level classes. This class should include O-level literature students as well as other subject students. Then the sample size is going to be large because I want to reduce the cancel out that extraneous variable, because there could be students who have very good English background and who are very fluent in English. So for this, to cancel it out only, I have tried taking 4 schools in different provinces or districts. Data collection instruments are third term scores for English in grade 9, 10 and 11. For that, I'll be using the report card. Literature scores in grade 11. Then interviews, questionnaires, secondary data collected from examination department, the pass rates, and so that I can do a comparison. The procedure is scores will be gained of each student from the report card. The students will be in grade 11, so the report card will hold the grade 9, 10 and 11 marks. And literature students will be given a questionnaire to gather information on the time they spent on learning, like not only the school periods, they might go for classes and they might do papers at home. So it matters. The more engaged you are with the language, the more better you improve. So for that, we are taking the questionnaire. And O-level class teachers, English class teachers, a particular class teacher will be interviewed to identify whether there's a difference she notices within the class, among the students of literature and non-literature. And finally, the students who does other subjects, to find out how often they do English and how often they use English, like watching movies, speaking in English, to find out the impact. So that's it. Maybe I'm not quite good.
No, good, Fatima. About go to your objectives. I like it very much. Go to your objectives.
Objectives.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. So nicely formulated. Objectives to investigate the impact of literature studies on second language learning or English language proficiency. So specific objectives fall under general objective. Explore the effect of time spent. Compare the English test marks gained by literature. Fine, and right. So this is objectives are well formulated. So the whole thing is like a story. That is what should happen, right? Logically connected. You have a problem, and from the problem you have derived the objectives, and then you propose something that that should be investigated. Well done. Okay, Fatima, well done. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. Only one weak point. Everything else is good, Fatima.
Yes, sir.
What is the weak point that I would like to highlight? Can you think of your weak point? The weak point is, I told you that I will tell you the good points and weak points. Good point, very good. I'm very happy about the content. Well done. It is up to the standard or above the pass mark. Definitely no hesitation in saying that. Right? You have followed all principles. Good. Only weakness is what I want to highlight, Fatima, is you may not be angry with me, but I highly appreciate you accepted this and then you did it. Only thing is, if you are more confident, I will do this. If you are not sure, I will select some that will create a bad impression, right? If you are very confident, no, this is how I am going to do. I will do this. I will select students from 4 provinces. So that confidence, that when you are very sure of what you are going to do, you will get the confidence. Otherwise, you will be dragging with the I select. That is not a good thing. That is the only point which I noted. Everything else is very good, Fatima.
That
Right.
is the presentation, the talking part, which I did, isn't it, sir?
No, I mean, overall, I'm talking overall, right? This is all connected. Not only this part. I mean, when you have in your mind, when you have planned, no, this is how I am doing. I am not going to change. Even if my lecturer says I am not going to change, I know this is correct. So that confidence is important. Did you understand, Fatima, what I said?
Yes, sir. Yes, I was
Right.
really not confident.
Even if my lecturer says, no, I am going to do this, I know this is correct. That confidence is very important. When you present, that confidence will be reflected. If you are not sure, that you do not have that confidence. Did you get, Fatima?
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you very much.
That's all. Everything else is very good, Fatima. Very good, right? This is a good, this is a good presentation. Others can, right? I do not say others. I mean, others. I have not assessed the others. Therefore, you will be doing sometimes better or equal or weaker, whatever it is. Fatima's presentation is good. I appreciate two things. One, she accepted the opportunity. That's a great thing, which I should appreciate. Plus, she did do work, slide, design everything very well. She has planned. I appreciate her work. Okay, Fatima, thank you once again. Okay, so I will add some points, not about Fatima, because before Fatima's presentation, I had prepared this. So we will judge your work based on this criteria. Your presentation. Now you prepare it. Huh? Fatima has also already prepared. She can develop. Others, now prepare it. Do not wait until the last moment comes. So I will help you little bit on this. This is how it should be. You know the structure of the format. Fatima has done that correctly. No error was found with regard to the format. Only about six slides. The first one should demonstrate your title and name. Background should be given, statement of problem, objectives, methodology. These are the areas to be presented. When you present the background, audience should understand it clearly. Fatima did it well. We understood your context. Audience, make sure that the audience understands it very clearly. Your background should be leading to the problem directly. So Fatima was not speaking about English is a very important language. It was introduced to Sri Lanka during the, not that, directly talking about literature teaching. That is good. I appreciate that. So the background, you start directly. And in your proposal, no length, or in your slides, no lengthy paragraphs. Very clear points. Most important details only. Most important details only. Because only within one slide you explain everything. Not like this. You should have the empathy. Understand the feelings of the other person. Feelings of the audience. How can the audience read this? I'm not saying I did, right? Not Fatima, right? Fatima did it well, right? Some students do like this. I'm very angry when you present. How can within you will be showing this in 1 minute? How can I read this within 1 minute? Right? Nobody will be able to read this. Useless these slides. Useless. Nobody is going to read it. So this is only for your reference. So identify the key points, present them to the audience, highlighting the important points. emphasizing it through your tone, through your words on the slide. Emphasize. That is what is needed. This is very weak. So in the statement of problem, only the problem. It should not be presented as a question. Only the problem. Only the problem. This problem is there. So no lengthy paragraphs once again. Not the solution. Therefore, I am going to do. No, not that. Only the problem must be indicated. Right? No lengthy paragraphs. After that, objectives. This is the most important part. We'll be looking at this part very carefully. Examiners will do that. This is the most important. Fatima had done it very well. Right? You start with general objectives and specific objectives should be differentiated. Specific objectives should fall under the general objective. They can be expressed in the point form. Use the correct verb for objectives like investigate, explore, examine, identify, assess, evaluate. These verbs. Do not have the words like to teach, to understand, not like measurable specific verbs. Begin each objective with a verb. To investigate, to explore, like this. The methodology, maybe that through a diagram you can explain your steps of your study if you like. You should give the details about the participants, setting. Fatima had given them very well. How you do sample or your conceptual framework can be demonstrated, and audience should clearly understand how you are going to do it, where you are going to do it, how many participants will be there, how you select these participants. After that, what do you do? How do you collect the data? The audience must understand this very clearly. The process, the procedure that you will be doing, you will be implementing. So slide design overall should be attractive. Attractive does not mean that you will have all flowers and all, right? Very academic, appropriate for an academic context. Appropriate for an academic context. Font size, etc. Now see that you find this easy to read. But if the letters are very small, the audience cannot read it. No use of such presentation. So if you have lengthy paragraph, you will read it, you would have understood that, but the audience cannot read it. So big, yeah. And when you present your presentation, it should not be, Fatima did not do that. Fatima is very good, right? It is not reading aloud, not reading aloud a text. You are explaining the main points, explaining the main points, emphasizing the key points in your presentation, right? Remember that. So that will be a good presentation. So I believe everybody has the ability to do it well. I think you understood it. So quality of your presentation, that means your presentation skills, right? How you maintain rapport with the audience, right? If you go on reading some text, by looking at a text, right, the audience, without thinking about the audience, think about the audience. Audience should understand. That should work so that you are able to maintain the relationship, the positive relationship, rapport. The other one, fluency. Fluency comes through your confidence, right? Not hesitations, like after that, next participants, 200 participants will be, your practice. Practice will give you some confidence. That confidence will increase your fluency. So fluency is expected, and language accuracy. If you have practiced well, you will be able to demonstrate these presentation skills. practice them in advance. Right. So I shall proceed further. Before that, any question? Any question about the presentation? Any question about the Viva presentation? The date and all administrative, you will be informed later. You have time. You have time. So, other academic issues, not the date, how you conduct, etc. Yeah, Fatima, you have a question. Good.
Sir, is it okay to use different schools in different provinces? I mean, we cannot.
Yeah. That's fine. That is how you collect data.
Right.
Right? Do not think that you are doing only with your students, with your children. Right? Why should you? When you have identified the problem, you are going to find out a solution. So that you should, very good, Fatima, you have included different provinces. Right? That is good. Right? You collect data if you can. Practically, if you can, fine. Right? Fine. Because I am not going to help you. It is, if you can, fine. Right? Do not think that nobody asks you to do it only at your school. No. Right? If you are able to, but making arrangements for all these things is yours, your responsibility. If you can, fine, Fatima, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, and in the methodology part, sir, you had mentioned as diagram. Can you just explain it a little bit further, because I didn't understand that?
No. Diagram means,
The
for example, I'm sorry that I do not have a diagram here. For example, demonstrating the different stages in a diagram or something like that. Participants in a different column, right? So that
okay, sir, like a flow chart or something.
That box will include the details
boxes.
of the participants.
Got it, sir.
You are Manisha, you are creative. Participants in that box, after participants, the groups in another box. So the details of that, right, that can be presented within that. Manisha, did you get what I said?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Right?
Clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I meant. Anyway, anything creative to make it more effective to the audience, so that audience can understand. If you are writing lengthy paragraphs, instead of a diagram, audience does not understand anything. The audience does not understand, because the audience may not be able to read. Audience is unable to read a lot of lengthy paragraphs during a short period of time. Okay, so from here, I will proceed on to the next part. During the previous lectures, we have discussed variable, a factor that affects something. So we have discussed the types of variables: independent variable that we change, and dependent variable that will get changed automatically. The other factors that can affect, extraneous variables. We discussed how you formulate your variables, operationalization of the concepts. Then that is the process of converting concepts, mental concepts, into measurable variables. Then we discussed how you convert a proposition into a hypothesis. So all research is not hypothesis based, but we know the theory, how a proposition is converted into a hypothesis. We discussed how you formulate your conceptual framework, demonstrating the one way independent variable, dependent variable relationship. So we discussed what is a variable, what are the types of variables, what is the process of operationalization. I have made a spelling mistake there. What is conceptual framework? Then we discussed how we investigate qualitatively, quantitatively. Pre-test, post-test, or survey, interview, observation checklist, text analysis, variety of methods. triangulation, using multiple methods to investigate one research phenomenon. So you can use the same problem can be investigated from different perspectives. Through a survey, you collect data. Through pre-test, post-test, you collect data. Through a checklist for observation in the class, you can collect data. So various sources are used to collect data to investigate one problem, triangulation. And so you are able to differentiate the qualitative and quantitative research we discussed. And you are able to describe the differences between the experimental research and survey-based research. We discussed the research tools, some advantages, disadvantages of the questionnaire, of the interview, etc. After that, today's part, we'll discuss sample techniques and preparation of the questionnaire. We'll discuss these. As time permits, I will move on to the third one. First of all, we will discuss sample procedure or sample techniques. So they will be the learning outcomes of today's lecture. Sample. Now consider this situation. You are investigating the effect of language games on the development of speaking skills among second language learners. So you have planned this research. So you are going to do an experiment. You conduct a pre-test. And you then conduct your intervention, your teaching by using the language games. After say 2 months, you conduct a post-test to see whether the students' speaking skills improve. So this is how you plan. Very good. Now, only problem is now somebody is asking to confirm the topic. Please wait until the last 15 minutes. I will talk to you individually, right? Now the problem here is there are only 10 students in my class for language games, this experiment. What can I do? What can I do? Can anybody help us? What can I do? Should I?
Can we
Yes,
take
Mahesh.
from the parallel class?
What is your suggestion, Mahesh?
A sample of the same set of students from the parallel class.
Very good. Suppose, Mahisha, that you do not have a parallel class in your school. If there is a parallel class, your solution is fine. In case you do not have a parallel class, what are you going to do?
Can we split the 10 into 5?
And do the research and finish it off.
No.
Okay, so everything will be fine. Because that is the only option you have. Ne?
Yeah, if they don't have parallel classes, we cannot take from the other classes also, na, sir, because they will be different, like from grade 9, some students, and then from grade 10, another set of students.
What are you going to investigate? What are you going to investigate?
The language games, right?
Language games. Language games effective or not? Language games effective or not? So should it be only grade 9 students? Can't we take grade 10 students and investigate it, Mahisha?
Yes, we can, sir. But how about the time frame, sir? We won't get to do it in the English period, right? So we will have to take a separate extra class, like and do the intervention, like if we select two samples of two different grades.
Yeah, that's right. Practical problems should be, right?
That is there, right? If not, then fine, no problem. We can take two sets or three classes, see the three different age groups, and prepare sets of games, the questions which are in common, like verbs, nouns, and which is continuously used in all throughout the classes, right? Grades, so that it should not be biased.
Very
So
good.
it would be very effective. We can get a very good outcome, a fruitful outcome from that.
Very good, Mahesh. I'm very happy about the confidence with which you express. Right, well done. Right, I'm not
Thank you,
surprised
sir.
because you're
Thank you.
right. I'm not surprised you're right graduates and right. So very good, Mahesh. And any other way that you would like somebody else wanted to share? Any other way other than any other way? There are multiple ways, as Mahisha pointed out, right? Take another class, example grade 11. Then you will have sample more than 20 students. Or take another class from another school. That will be okay. And if possible, maybe another teacher is teaching. You should not be the only one teaching. But that teacher you should make sure that she's doing, you can do the pre-test, ask the teacher to give this test paper, and make sure that teacher is doing language games as you do. There will be some differences with regard to the teaching approach, but anyway, that is an extraneous variable. But still, you can do it. Another teacher is doing that. No harm. You test whether language games are effective. So you take a class from another school and another teacher will be doing that. You collect data. Or another way, arrange an online class. I mean, practical solution. I mean, you'll have to, so that you can take more students from different schools or whatever, so that your number can be increased. Or if you are unable to increase the sample size in any other way, think about a questionnaire among teachers. So that another way to collect data other than your test. So that you will have, so that you can take about 20, 30 teachers, friends of yours from different areas in the country. Through email, you can do it easy. Or questionnaire among the students. If you are distributing a questionnaire among the students, even 100, 200 students can be taken. 100 students can be taken. Not only from your school, from other neighboring schools through email or WhatsApp or whatever, right? Or you can interview the teacher. There are multiple ways. Only thing is, sample size is an issue. It is an issue. Basically, for experimental studies, more than 15 students recommended. If it is less than 20, experimental studies will have very little value. For a survey, if the population is, for example, 200 altogether population in the school, 10% of that will be okay. For a questionnaire, you can distribute the questionnaire among 100. So 100 is a good number for a questionnaire. That can be distributed through email, WhatsApp, right? So that not only the students of your school, not only the parents of your school, or not only the teachers of your school, other schools can be taken. So this is a rough idea to say the sample size. We will discuss it little further. This is the sample size. The larger, the better. But the practical problems may arise. The practical problems may arise. Now we shall, with the sample size decided, we will proceed on to discuss how to select the sample. How to select the sample. Or in other words, sample techniques. We need to define the two words, population, sample. What is meant by population? What is meant by sample? Yeah, any help? What is population? What is population? What is sample?
Population is a group of people from different social backgrounds, sir.
All right.
And sample would be
Mahisha,
limited ones.
good, Mahisha. Now, sample is?
Limited.
You are right.
Let's say
But we will be very specific. Your
like
what is meant by
students
your
means
population?
students.
Yeah.
Population.
Heterogeneous, no, not alike. Population.
Yeah. But what is meant by population, Fatima or Mahesh or anybody?
So
A
if we
group of
take-
people. A group
Group
of
of-
group of people.
People related to your study, related to one particular study, and not all the people, right? And what is a sample then?
Limited people. Handpicked from them.
But there should be a relationship between population and sample.
So
What is
if we take,
Sir, the number of people, sir.
students,
Okay, Niroshana.
The number.
so if we take grade 8 students, population would be grade 8 students. Then the sample would be my classes students, or likewise.
Right. Niroshana, your example demonstrates it. So how do you define the two? Good. How do you define the two? Population and
They all have got a same idea so that we select a few of them from the group.
exactly, Shabini, right. Yeah, so population, you are right, Shabini. Population is simply defined as the total group about which you study. Right, as Niroshana pointed out, the grade 8 students, the total group about which you study, maybe grade 8 students or maybe secondary classes, that is the population. So if your study is about the secondary classes, grade 6, 7, 8, 9, so that is the total group, grade secondary classes in Talau Mahavidyalaya. So that is the total group. Total group about which you study is the population. The subset of individuals taken apart, subset of individuals to represent the population is the sample. So in Niroshana's example, population is grade 8 students. She has taken 20 students from grade 8. That is a subset of grade 8 students to represent all the grade 8 students. This is like we appoint batch representatives. That batch representative will represent the whole batch. They will have the feelings of the whole batch. Their behavior is more or less like the whole batch, we believe. So subset, not only one individual to represent the whole population, we take a subset. The subset of individuals to represent the whole population is referred to as sample. So what is population? Population is the total group about which we conduct the study. Sample is a subset of individuals who would represent the population. Subset of individuals to represent the population. So when you have all the individual, if the population, as Fatima pointed out a little while ago, if the population is homogeneous, that means all are alike, no issue, you can take one individual so that everybody is like that, no. So if you study about one individual enough, because that individual's behavior is more or less like the behavior of the other individuals. Their learning is like the other individuals, no issue. But in true context, population is not homogeneous. Homogeneous means having the same way. Everyone is alike, not like that in practical context. Population is heterogeneous. So when the population is heterogeneous, that means they have different ways of learning, different ways of talking, different types of motivation. So we must select a suitable sample to represent. So because the population is heterogeneous, we need to take a sample, a subset of individuals to represent the whole population. So population, example, English teachers in Badulla district. So there are, we'll say, 823 teachers in English teachers in the Badulla district. So that is the population. Niroshana pointed out this with another example. This, we take 100 teachers to represent all 800 teachers. So that is the subset, 100 teachers, the sample. So you take a sample because you can't study all 800 teachers. If you take 100 teachers out of 800, that is a very good, I mean 10% is enough. So 82 teachers can be taken. So that is a good sample for questionnaire, for distribution of questionnaire. So we'll say parents of Kuda Kusum Balika Vidyalaya Badul Bandara. So there are parents, 1,200 parents. So you are taking a subset of these parents, 100, to represent the whole population. So as Niroshana pointed out a little while ago, grade 9 students of Mahamaya Mahavidyalaya, 89 students are there. You are taking a sample of 25 students subset to represent the sample. It is clear. So remember, sample means not my class. You have a problem now. You want to investigate the problem. Think about how you actually investigate. Don't think that always my class is the sample. Think about a better way to represent the population. So why sample? Why do you take a sample? Can you help me? Why do you take a sample? It is to represent the population. True. Why? Why do you take a sample from that? What is the benefit? What is the advantage we have?
To show the evidence.
Right, Tamali, explain. What do you mean by to show the evidence?
So that the hypothesis, what we build or we test, becomes true. I mean, either we can accept it or reject it.
How? Why is it a sample?
By
Through a
The
sample,
sample
what
is the
can be
one
said?
To get the information.
we implement.
To get the information.
Yeah, we implement our research on them.
That's right, to implement everything. What is the advantage we have? What can
We
be
get the
said
true.
by? Yeah.
We get the
Maisha.
true results, outcome of the.
What do you mean by true results?
The
Index-
outcome of our research, sir.
Right. So you can.
They are the ones whom we are.
I
They are
will
experimental
tell you my question.
beings.
You can take one student. and then do that,
No, sir.
that study, so that you will get true.
No, there are variety. No, there are varieties of students, but most probably out of 50, 25 may be alike.
But
So,
right,
if
then what is the advantage by taking 50, 25? What are we going to say from these 25 students?
we are going to generalize the idea, sir.
Yeah, you are excellent. Maisha, explain that.
Yeah, generalize in the sense now there might be something in common when we give a questionnaire or something. There might be now, for example, if there are 10 questions in a questionnaire, 5 of those answers would be alike. So we can come to a conclusion that, right, these people are for example, let's say preference of color, let's say red color, just for an example. So I don't know whether it's out of context.
No, that's fine,
So
very good.
5 people, sorry, out of the 20, 5, let's say 15 people have voted the red color. So in generalized, we can generalize that red is, what can we say, mostly
Red is
preferred
the most
color.
favored
Yes, most
color
preferred. Yeah,
among the
yeah.
whole
The
population.
whole, yes, that's what I wanted to say. I ran out of words, so thank you.
No, very good. Right. So you generalize your findings to the whole population. Actually, inferencing. Inferencing means guessing. But guessing is a very general word. Guessing can be done by anybody. Inferencing. That means scientifically guess. Scientifically draw inferences about the whole population. Whole population, the color preferred by the whole population is red. Maisha's example. Who will win the next presidential election? You ask the question. So you take a sample, 500. Out of 500, 200 would, 300 would say X. So we say that the whole country would prefer the candidate X be the winner of the next presidential election. Inferencing, generalizing. We generalize. So what is the advantage? Thank you, Mahisha. So sample, you take 25 students. Their improvement of speaking skills due to language games. So language games improve speaking skills 25 students. We make it equal. Improvement of skills of grade 9 students, whole population, language games will increase their speaking skills. Not only in our sample, but also in the whole population. Our sample will represent the whole population. That is the purpose of sample. So we are able to draw logical inferences through sample. Logical inferences. That is, we are able to, as Maisha pointed out, generalize the findings to the whole population. That is the advantage of taking a sample. So, yeah, we will discuss the sample techniques. How to select a sample. How to select a sample from the population. You may already know them. Can one of you explain so that my work is easy? Anybody, if you explain, I know that you all are better, explaining better than me. So I
By
appreciate.
using research tools?
Research tool means Tamali. What do you mean by I mean, how are you going to select a sample? You might say, no, I don't select sample. My students are my. That would be my. No, right? That is not scientific approach. There are different ways to select a sample. You mean
By doing a pretest?
Yeah, referring to their previous exam marks, and then we take, for example, below 40 for as a
Oh.
sample.
Oh, can you explain the different sample techniques? You are right, Mahisha. In that is one way. That is
One
one
way.
way. Yeah. Are there different ways? Sadi?
We should select the sample randomly.
Yeah, Sadi.
We should select the sample randomly.
What is randomly? Sadi, can you explain? Good. Good. That's what I wanted, really. Can you explain what you mean by randomly and how you select a sample randomly? Can you explain, Sadi?
Yes, sir. Among the whole population, we should get the clear and various information to our research. So that's why we should select random sample.
Very good, Sadi. Anybody who would like to add what is randomly selected? Randomly selected? Yeah. Here's, yeah, Mahisha. Good.
Randomly means without any for example, we just pick out around 20 or 25 children, for example, from grade 9.
Oh,
Not
mean,
limiting, not looking at their exam results
Yeah.
or how their background, nothing, just randomly, overall, like that is how I understood.
No, good, Mahisha. I'm very happy that, right? Thank you. Yeah, I would add little more to what you said, Mahisha, Sadi and all, right? There are two sampling techniques. A sample can be selected basically on two types of techniques. Two types. Probability sample, non-probability sample. You understand the word probability. What is probability sample? What is non-probability sample? I will explain. Probability sample means from the population, whole population. Every individual in that population has an equal opportunity of being selected into the sample. What does that mean? Every individual. Now, for example, grade 9 students. Grade 9 students, there are 120 students, all parallel classes. Every student, whether it is Piyum or Kamal or everyone has the equal opportunity. Nobody knows who will be selected to the sample.
So is this the random one, sir? Okay,
So-
right. Yes.
sorry?
So the other one is, this is the random. That's what I wanted to say, sir.
That's right. The other one is good, Mahisha. The other one is
I don't know the name, sir. The other one was what I explained. below below 40.
This is what you explain. Everyone
Yeah.
has a equal
opportunity. Yeah, that is randomly selected ones.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
other one is with some from some valid report or something.
Not in randomly. Not randomly means everyone does not have the equal opportunity of being selected. Good, Mahisha. So we understand the distinction between the two basic types of sampling. Probability sample means everyone, but I have not explained, not yet finished, right? Every probability sample means everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected in the population. Every individual has the equal opportunity. So that when sample is taken, don't know who will be taken. Everyone is looking, whether I will be selected, whether I will be selected. Probability sample. Everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected into the sample. Non-probability sample, no such equal opportunity exists. We'll consider it a little further. Probability sample techniques. So those are the two basic types Basically, sample techniques can be divided into two categories, probability sample and non-probability sample. Probability sample means everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected into the sample. There are several probability sampling techniques. Simple random sample, cluster random sample, systematic random sample, stratified random sample. Several, I do not say four, like search, basically several types of probability. Probability means everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected. That is what is meant by probabilities. So we'll take one by one. Simple random sample. That means, as Mahisha pointed out, you take randomly, simply randomly you are taking. You go to the class, okay, you come here. Number register, you have a list. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have registered. Number 1 is Piyum, number 2 is Kamal, number 3 is Mala. So you have different names in the register. You have no order. Simply randomly you are taking, you come number 1, you come number 3, you come number 5 also, you come number 4, you are taking the sample randomly. So randomly taking, no order. Everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected. It is simple random sampling technique. Number 2, systematic random sample. Again, randomly you are selecting, but this time some systematic way. For example, you have a list. There are 30 students or 100 students in the list. Every nth number is taken. For example, every 5th number, every 10th number. Every 10th number means you come number 1. You come number 10. You come number 20. You come number 30. You come number 40. So you are taken according to some systematic approach, systematic order. That is called systematic random sampling. Again, you are randomly selected. So everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected. You don't know who will be selected. But every nth number is taken. This time there is some systematic way to randomly select the participants. So it is systematic random sample. What is simple random sample? Participants are randomly selected without any order being followed. Participants are randomly selected without any order being followed. What is systematic random sample? Participants are selected randomly based on a predetermined criteria. For example, every nth number in the register will be selected systematically, but still randomly the participants will be selected, which is called systematic random sample. You should be able to write a brief note, 1 or 2 sentences about these techniques.
Sir, could you please repeat? Participants are taken based on a...
Yeah, Fatima, participants are, which one you mean, systematic or simple?
Systematic.
Participants are selected randomly based on a predetermined criterion. For example, based on nth number in the register. Nth number. Now, n would be number 10 or number 5, number 2. Right? So that nth number, 10th, n is equal to 10. So that you are taking, you come number 1. Then number 10. Then number 20 in the list. Then number 30. Still randomly, but systematic order is used to select the participants. Systematic random sample. After that, understand this clearly. The next point, stratified random sample. Random, still randomly you are taking. Then problem is, if you are taking simple random, now suppose that in a class, there are male students, we'll say 3 male students only. there are 12 female students, altogether 50. You are taking a sample of 5 students. Randomly, simple, randomly, simple, you are taking. Okay, you do not look at the face, you take maybe all 5 students will be female. So that you will be conducting study only about the female students. Right? So, or maybe that you are following the systematic order, every nth number, right? Every nth number is female. That can happen. So that only the female students will be selected in the sample. You have to have another way to select, stratified. So here what we do is you group strata, different groups. From each group, you select individuals random. For example, your grade 9 class, you have male students, female students group. From the female students, you select, okay, 10 students. From the female students, you select, because there are more female students in the class, you select 50. So 10 male, 15 female. Proportion is also okay. So based on the strata, groups, pre-identified groups, you select the participants, stratified random sample. Randomly you are selected. So everyone has the opportunity of being selected equally. Equal opportunities there. You don't know which male student will be selected. But based on the strata, the sample will be chosen. So some males randomly from the population. Example, this is only an example. Do not think that male-female difference only, right? According to your research. So some male students randomly from the population, some female students randomly from the population. Example, stratified run. So male-female gender is not only a strata. So maybe that you are interested in differentiating according to the age. So that according to the age, you are selecting a sample age below 50, between 15 and 80. So you have 2-3 groups. From each group, you are selecting students randomly so that there will be representation of all the age groups. Or according to the race. In your population, in your school, grade 9, there are Sinhala students, Muslim students, Tamil students. If you select a simple random sample, only the Sinhala students will be involved. So that will not provide us clear picture. So that you want to have strata. Sinhala students will say more, 25. Tamil students 10, Muslim students 5. So that you are taking separate. If you take altogether 6 students, all 6 students will be Sinhala 6 students. So that you are not studying true. So that you are taking Sinhala students more, so that you are taking 4 students. Tamil students 3. And Muslim students very little number, 5 students, you take only 1. So that you have all students, Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim students in the population. You are selecting stratified sample. You divide the population into strata, and then from each stratum, you select individuals. That is stratified random sample. Maybe according to age, according to race, according to school, many factors, stratas. The last one, still I am talking about the probability sample. Probability sample techniques. That is, every individual has the equal opportunity of being selected. Probability. Number 1, simple random sample. Without any order being followed, you take students into the sample. Okay, good. Number 2, systematic random sample. Randomly, you take individuals according to a predetermined basis, criteria. That is, every student in a register will be chosen into the sample. See, systematic random sample. Third, based on different strata. From each strata, some individuals will be taken. This is cluster sample. You may read further. As time permits, I will explain it quickly. So first of all, you define the population in cluster sampling. After that, the population is divided into clusters. So that this cluster will have, for example, the population will have all Sinhala, Muslim, Tamil. I'm talking only example. So race is not the only thing. Maybe age, maybe male, female, whatever. So the population is divided into clusters. So each cluster will have example Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim. The second cluster also will have Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim. Third cluster will also have Sinhala, Muslim, Tamil. And from these clusters, you select one cluster, or maybe 2 or 3 clusters are taken from the population. So it is cluster sample. Population is divided into clusters and take 1 or more clusters for the study. That is cluster sample technique. So I will differentiate the two, distinguish between the two. Stratified means that you are taking individuals from each strata, whereas cluster sample means the population is divided into clusters and 1 or 2 clusters collectively would be taken. So techniques to obtain a simple sample of students where each student has an equal opportunity. Everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected. Maybe a simple random, systematic random, stratified random sampling, or cluster random sampling, cluster sampling. So simple random sampling means randomly you take students without any order being followed. On the other hand, systematic sampling means according to a certain predetermined criteria, according to a certain pattern, the individuals will be chosen for the sample in some systematic order. Example, every 10th member in a register will be chosen. So that is systematic. Stratified sample means population is divided into groups. Example, male, female. And then the sample is randomly taken from each group. Males are 20, females are 30. You are taking sample. Cluster sample, on the other hand, is members of the population is randomly divided into clusters, and 1 or 2 clusters completely, collectively, the cluster will be taken. Cluster sample. So stratified and cluster. Stratified means randomly. Individuals are selected randomly from all the strata. From each stratum, individuals will be chosen. Cluster sample means all the individuals are divided into clusters, and 1 or 2 clusters will be selected. So stratified sample, you select individuals individually. Selection is individual from each strata. Whereas cluster sample is you are selecting collectively 1 cluster or 1 or more clusters. So selection is collectively in cluster sampling, whereas selection is individual in stratified sample. Again, stratified sample is all the population is identified in subgroups, strata. So, example, male, female, or other strata, Sinhala, Muslim, Tamil, or another strata, science students, commerce students, and art students. After that, a subject is selected randomly. The subject is selected randomly from each stratum. So cluster sample is population is divided into already existing groups, maybe natural clusters, and then one or two cluster will be selected. Now, so this is randomization. Randomization. What are the way? Randomization means randomly you select a sample. That is called probability sample. That is, every individual has the equal opportunity of being selected into the sample from the population. What are the advantages of this type of randomization? Can anybody help me? What are the advantages of randomization? Taking randomly. Everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected into the sample. In the population, everyone. Equal opportunity. So you select systematic random sample, or simple random sample, or stratified sample, or cluster sample. What are the advantages? Fatima, good.
Our findings will not be biased.
There you are. Explain. Good.
It will not, our findings will not depend on whether the child is poor or rich, or whether they, a girl or boy, or it won't depend on those kind of factors, but it will be a very general finding, common to all.
Common to all the population. Fatima, you are exactly right. That is, what you said is, in other words, we are able to generalize our findings to the whole population. Right? When you select a sample and you say that language games are effective for this sample, it means we can generalize whole population concerned, all the grade 10 students, 200 students, they will benefit from language games. We have selected only a representative sample, but we are sure that the whole population will act like that. Because we have taken randomly. It will cancel out, biased means, Fatima, very good. It will cancel out the other extraneous variables like their motivation, right? So that it will not be biased. Very good, right? So it will increase the external validity of your findings. So you may select the individuals randomly, and you will group the individuals. If you are going to group, randomly, you assign the members into groups. So randomization is done at two stages: selection stage and assignment stage. Selection stage means selecting for the study, selecting participants for the study. And when you group them, assigning these members into different groups, again randomization. So you can follow either simple random sample, or systematic random sample, stratified random sample, or clusters. So that will, as Fatima pointed out, cancel out the effects of extraneous variables, not biased. It will cancel out the effects of extraneous variables. That is the advantage of randomization. It will cancel out the effects of other variables like motivation, attitudes, everyone in that group also and this group also is right. So everyone will have. So it will cancel out the effects of extraneous variables. Now, going back once more. I said that sampling techniques, that is how to select your sample. You have a misconception, my class is my sample. No. You have identified the problem in a systematic way, you have formulated objectives, and you have formulated the conceptual framework, you have converted the concepts into variables, now you have hypothesis formulated, all this is done. After that, you select your sample. Do not have the predetermination that my class is my sample. Now you think how a better sample is taken. For that, you study the population. What is the population? Population means the total group relevant for the study. And from that population, a subset of individuals should be taken. I will follow two basic sample techniques. One of these two. One probability sample, the other one non. Probability sample means everyone has the equal opportunity of being selected into the sample. So we have systematic, random, simple random sample, stratified sample, or cluster sample. The second, as Mahisha earlier pointed out, there is non-probability sample. Non-probability sample means the opposite or opposite of probability, no equal opportunity. You decide who will come to the sample. Random probability means you don't decide. You take here and there, right? Or you take according to the register number, right? Here probability sample, you decide means no equal opportunity. So no randomization. The problem here is generalize. Are we able to generalize? If everybody does not have the equal opportunity, there is that problem. So anyway, for qualitative studies, this is okay. For qualitative studies, not to test a hypothesis, not to do any quantitative study. For qualitative, even if you do not do randomization, okay, right? So there are different non-probability sample techniques. So I don't say there are 4, there are other ways. I will demonstrate, explain 4. Convenient sample, purposive sample, extreme case sample, maximum variation sample. As the words themselves suggest, you are able to describe what each one stands for. You are able to, but I will briefly go through them. First one, convenient sample. Convenient sample means very simply, you select the sample, the researcher selects the sample according to the convenience of the researcher. But the problem is generalizability. Are we able to generalize these findings to the whole population? We cannot, because we have selected the sample according to our convenience. This is easy for me. I will take this, right? Convenient sampling technique.
This is better for an experimental, is it?
No, this is not for experimental. This is better for qualitative studies, where you do not test hypothesis. If you test hypothesis, you should be able to generalize your findings. So that if you take the sample as you like, convenient, and if you are going to generalize it to the whole population will act like this. That will not happen. Because I have selected my sample, grade 9 A class, I did it. That is my convenient sample. How can I say all the students in the school grade 9B, 9C, 9D also will be like this? Because those classes are not represented in my sample. If those classes are also represented, the whole population, 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D, if all these 4 classes are represented, randomly taken, simple random or systematic sample, 9A, 9B, 9C, I have registered, taking every 10 student are then representative sample. So 9B student representatives are there, 9C representatives are there in my sample. Or if I take a stratified sample, dividing male, female, Sinhala, Muslim, Tamil. My sample all male, female, Sinhala, Muslim, Tamil, all are there. But unfortunately, 9A class I take only the Sinhala students and maybe only the male, female students. So how can I generalize 9B also will be like that, where there are more Muslim students or where there are more male students? I cannot generalize my findings. That is a limitation. But under practical constraints, this is also one technique. I do not say which one is better. I did not say which one is better. But here the problem is you cannot generalize your findings. So that for qualitative studies, this would be okay. For qualitative studies, this would be okay. So this is convenient sample, means you select according to the convenience of the researcher. According to the convenience of the researcher, you select the sample. It is called convenience sampling. Apart from that, you have purposive sample. Purposive sample means this is also not randomly. You select the most productive sample. You know, for example, you are going to conduct interview. Qualitative studies, non-probability sampling would be more suitable for qualitative studies. You are going to conduct interviews. What your convenience? You know who will give very useful information to you. There is a teacher working in Kandy. I am from Colombo, but I'll have to travel, but never mind. That teacher will give me very useful information. I don't think others will give you. There is one other teacher in Jaffna. I know that it's difficult to travel there, but still I will go there. Right? I will interview that teacher because that teacher will give me the most useful information. Not like these, my friends. So you select the purposive sample, means you select the most productive participants, most productive sample to answer your research questions. Right? So it is judgmental. You judge and you select the sample. It is not probability. It is not randomly taken, purposive. That is the most productive sample. For example, you know that there are 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D classes. But 9B class is better. I know for my research, 9B will be very suitable. I will select that. That is not convenience because 9A is convenient. You are teaching 9A. The principal, you will have to get the approval of the principal to do 9B classes. But still, that class is good. I know that. So I will say purposive sample, not convenience, purpose. The most productive sample will be chosen for your research purpose, purposive sample. There are other ways which I do not want to explain further. Example, extreme case sample. For example, if you want to select a study based on very slow learners, those who have some disorders, aphasia. Aphasia means, when one area of the brain, Broca's area, is damaged, so that you will have production skills lagging far behind, or receptive skills like reading due to the issues in the Wernicke area or Broca's area in the brain. so that you will have disordered students, so that you will be selecting extreme case. You need not, you are not going to do anything with the normal students. You will be selecting that. That can be taken as purposive sample also, extreme sample technique. So you will be taking maximum variation sample. That means you will be studying very high achievers as well as very low achievers. Maximum variation. You will be selecting, you will be conducting a test, as Mahisha pointed out at the beginning, so that the test will have you will be selecting the best students over 80 marks, plus the very weak students below 20 marks. Maximum variation sample will be taken for that purpose. Others will be excluded. So that is, there are different ways. I mean, I did not say that I have discussed all the sampling techniques. Basically, the most important sample techniques. To sum up what I did with regard to sampling, this is what I said. Sampling is taking a subset from the whole population to represent the population. There are two basic ways: probability sample, non-probability. Probability sample means every individual has the equal opportunity of being selected into the sample, whereas non-probability sample means no such equal opportunity exists among the participants for a study. So probability sample, there are several techniques. Simple random sample, simply you select, or systematic random sample, where you select the individuals based on a predetermined criterion such as every nth number. Or the third one, stratified sample, you select individuals from different strata. To represent each stratum, you select individuals. Or individuals are divided into different clusters within the population, and one or two clusters will be chosen, cluster sample. The advantage of randomization, selecting individuals randomly, is that we are able to generalize our findings to the whole population that we study. But this is not always possible. Sometimes we may select individuals according to our needs, so that we have non-probability sample techniques. For example, according to the convenience of the researcher, you may select a sample. It is non-probability sample, convenience sampling technique. The problem, the issue related to non-probability sampling techniques is that we are unable to draw generalizations about our findings. That is a limitation. Apart from convenience sampling, purposive sampling is also a non-probability sampling technique, where we select the most productive sample to provide information for our purposes. So that is purposive. Apart from that, you have maximum variation or extreme case sampling, etc. I'm not going to draw the questions. Up to now, we have discussed is identifying a problem, first day, and proposed a solution, title. After that, you formulate objectives, general objective or specific objectives. After that, you formulate your variables, formulate hypotheses, research questions, and conceptual framework is decided. Based on afterwards, you select a sample for your study to test your hypothesis or to accomplish your objectives. There are sampling techniques, systematic way to obtain a subgroup of individuals from the total individuals concerned in the study. So I will continue the next part preparation of questionnaire, etc. The next parts in the next lecture. So I think I have, yeah, my lecture is over. You can leave the class now. You can leave. We'll meet the next day. My lecture is over. Those who want to discuss your title, you can stay. I will be here for the next 10 minutes or more. Others can leave. If you have any other question, you can stay. Send me the questions to the chat box. I will take you individually from one by one. One by one, I will take you one by one.
Sir, good morning, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yeah, I am taking record. First of all, I will take
No.
record into the chat
No, sir,
box.
this is not regarding the heading, sir.
Yeah, you can send the chat message, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I will take one by one according to the
No
order
problem.
that they appear in the chat box. So, Ayesha. Ayesha here? Others
Sir.
can leave. Huh?
Sir,
Others
good
can
morning,
leave
sir.
they
My
can-
Yes, sir.
right?
Shamali, I'm Shamali, sir.
Ayesha. Ayesha,
Shamali.
you have chat message. Indicate, sir, can you confirm my topic?
Yes, sir.
Effectiveness of activity-based learning on development of grammar of proficiency. Okay?
Sir, can
Yeah.
you tell again?
Effectiveness of activity-based learning
Yes.
on development of grammar proficiency among second language learners. Okay, Ayesha?
Grammar proficiency in?
Among second language learners.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Then the second chat message, I'm going according to the order in the chat messages.
I have
Send
sent
me the chat messages. Don't send me privately, all
Sorry.
to everyone, so everyone can understand what I discuss.
So I sent
Good, good. I will
721.
take in the order.
Shamali.
Fine. Okay. Now after Ayesha, Dilmi. I also want to discuss that, but you have no, Dilmi, you can send
Sir?
me the title, okay?
Okay, sir.
That is it, okay. Mangalavani, I too
Yes,
want to
sir.
discuss, but no topic. So send me a chat message, Mangalavani.
Sir, good morning. I have
Yes, yes,
sent
yes.
you, sir.
Sir, I
721.
Okay,
also
okay,
sent.
good. Send it to the chat message. I will take in the order, right?
Okay, sir.
Sent, sir.
Okay. Then
I have sent.
Shamali,
Yeah.
I'm taking in the order as they
Ah.
appear in the chat box, one by one.
Okay.
Impact of reading practice on development of second language writing skills.
That
Fine,
is my
Shamali.
answer. My
Fine,
answer.
Shamali. Right?
Okay.
Topic
Okay.
is okay. You have no question?
No, sir. This is what
Okay.
I
Okay,
wanted
fine,
to do.
Shamali.
Sir.
Good. Topic
Okay.
is good. No changes, right?
Okay, sir. Thank
Ayesha
you.
Chaturangani, impact of learning other subjects in English on development of Ayesha, shall we change that? Learning other subjects like impact of bilingual education. Ayesha?
Yes,
Ayesha,
sir. Bilingual education.
impact of bilingual education on development of English language proficiency.
Thank you,
Right?
sir.
Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, Ayesha. Yeah. The Anuttara.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Effectiveness of language games on development of second language vocabulary proficiency. Okay, Anuttara. Good. Right?
Thank
No
you so
issue.
much.
Right now you have learned how to formulate titles. Very good. No issue. Then Buddhima. Effectiveness of
Good morning,
using
sir.
teaching learning aids to develop the preposition knowledge of or effectiveness of teaching aids. Okay,
Okay, sir.
on development of
Hmm.
preposition knowledge
Okay, sir.
among second language, among secondary students. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Right. Champika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Impact of e-learning on second language learning.
Yes.
Okay, on, right?
Thank you.
Okay, good. Shihani?
Yes, sir.
Effectiveness of games on development of grammar among effectiveness of games means effectiveness of language games.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Not games like cricket and badminton, no?
No, no.
No, okay. Then shall we make it effectiveness of language games?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good, Shihani.
Right, thank you, sir.
Okay. Fatima Fazila,
Yes, sir.
effectiveness of phonetic awareness on improving oral reading fluency. Fine. On development of oral reading proficiency.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good,
Thank you, sir.
good, Fatima. Nirodha?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Good morning. Now, shall we take the other way?
What, sir?
Impact of
Hmm.
phonetic sounds awareness
Awareness.
on development of reading skills.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right, Nirodha, good. Avita?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, yes, yes. What is your
Sir, my research is analyzing the common grammatical errors done by the students in their essay writings.
yeah?
So it is an inductive research and no hypothesis is tested. And can I select simple random sampling because I want to I am going to give them writing tasks in the classes by randomly selecting
Yes, yes, yes. Good, good. Randomly or whatever method I have explained the methods, you can select what one you like.
Yes, sir, because it is a qualitative research, no, sir.
Qualitative. So that if you like simple random or even convenience,
Okay, sir.
because it is qualitative.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And so there is no hypothesis, no. Is it necessary to have hypothesis in my research?
No, no, it's not necessary.
Okay,
You can
sir.
identify the patterns of grammatical errors.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank
What type of grammatical errors, whether they leave out the main verb, whether the modal auxiliary follows the lexical verb in a verb phrase. Likewise, different patterns can be analyzed.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right, okay, good. Dilan?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Good morning. The challenges.
The challenges and opportunities of online ESL assessment. I chose this topic because when in online teaching and learning, the most neglected part is assessment, because it is somewhat of a lecture in the when we are teaching online. It is somewhat some kind of a lecture like that. So I thought of putting my attention on this area.
Very good. Very good, Dilan. It's a new area. Well done. Right? Are you investigating challenges by the teachers or the students?
Both, sir. Mostly about students.
Both.
Should I focus on one area?
Only very limited period, no?
Yeah.
Right? And shall we focus on one area?
Sure.
Right? It is, I feel it is better. There is
Yes.
no harm.
Yeah.
Right? But when you investigate so many, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You may select both. Then, shall we leave out opportunities? Challenges will indicate you the opportunities.
Okay.
Challenges,
In of online
the challenges encountered, the challenges encountered during the online ESL assessment process.
Okay, sir. So
Right?
here
Yeah.
the problem area, as an problem area, how can I take how do online assessments methods affect students' motivation and engagement?
Right. Fine. Anything under that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything under that, but not too many things.
Okay, sir.
Right, good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mashpa, Fatima?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The difficulties faced by second language learners in comprehension.
Reading comprehension.
Reading comprehension.
Right? Difficulties encountered by second language learners in reading comprehension. Fine, right? Okay. Femida?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning. Now, Femida, we can't have a question as the title. Shall
Sir?
we change it?
Okay, sir.
What are you doing?
Sir?
What are you going to do?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get it.
No.
The
there
heading?
are two things, no? Why is
Yes.
loud reading English difficult? And the role of
phonic. Then I would like to go with the role of phonics in reading comprehension skills.
Fine. The role of phonics on.
Okay, sir. The role of phonics on
reading comprehension skills among second language learners.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Kavisha?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Teachers' attitudes towards cooperative learning in ESL.
Yes.
Adult students means?
Grade 10, 11 students.
No, they are not adult students. I don't know how you define the word adult. Adult means after the school, generally. So these can be considered as secondary level.
Secondary.
Yeah. Teachers' attitudes towards cooperative learning in ESL contexts.
Yes.
That is enough. You need not differentiate, right? You can within the research you can say that you are investigating secondary learners.
Yes.
Right? That is enough. Teachers' attitudes towards cooperative learning in ESL context.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Krushda.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Yeah. Mother tongue influence upon poor pronunciation while learning English. Shall we take influence first?
Okay, sir.
Influence of mother tongue.
Influence of mother tongue
On second language pronunciation skills.
on second language pronunciation skills.
That's right.
Okay, so okay.
Right?
So it is a qualitative research, sir.
You can decide whatever you like. Right?
Okay,
Okay.
so there's no hypothesis and all.
I mean, you can have if you want, up to you.
Okay, sir.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Rashmi, impact of activity-based teaching on development of preposition knowledge, right? Not using prepositions, preposition knowledge among second language learners, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, Chaturi?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Chaturi? Chaturi is not there?
I am here, sir.
Yeah, impact of teachers' perceptions on teaching English among primary grade students. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Patirana?
Yes, sir.
The effectiveness of activity-based learning. Effectiveness of activity-based learning on
Okay.
formation of WH questions. Formation of WH questions in ESL context.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Shamika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Analysis of spelling difficulties faced by students, faced by English language learners. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Nirmal? Nirmal? He has left. Nirmal is not there. I will take the next. Dinali? Dinali?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah. Improving speaking skills among. What are you going to do, Dinali?
Sorry, sir.
To improve the speaking skills, what are you going to do?
Doing some speech activities, discussions, conversations like that, sir.
Then effectiveness of
Yes.
selected teaching strategies.
Selected.
Selected teaching strategies. Selected teaching strategies.
Strategies. Yes, sir.
On development of.
Okay, sir.
Speaking skills among second language learners.
Speaking skills among second language learners. Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Hikma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, uplifting the drop-in rate. So you want to increase the drop-in rate?
Sir, shall I change as a study on reasons behind the increasing dropout rate of secondary school students?
Fine. What instead of reasons, causes?
Causes.
Tell me the topic now.
A study on causes behind the increasing.
Not behind, underlying.
Sorry, sir.
Underlying. How
Sir,
do you spell the word underline?
UNDREDERLY.
LYIN.
Sir, can you repeat it again?
You repeat it.
A study on underlying causes.
Causes. Study on causes.
Okay.
Underline the.
Increasing dropout rate of secondary school
No, not
students.
increasing. Underline the dropout rate of secondary students in what is
underlying the dropout rate of secondary school students.
secondary school students
Of I've mentioned the school name, sir.
no, you write it as a subtopic under the main topic.
Okay, sir.
A study based on
Causes underlying the dropout rate of secondary school students.
under that
Okay,
separate subtopic.
Okay.
A study based on students of
Students of.
this Vidyalaya,
Okay, sir.
right?
Sir, since it's a qualitative research, can I include my hypothesis in this way, sir? So the remedial action I'm going to take is having awareness programs. So constant awareness programs on the importance of schooling will encourage the parents and students to rejoin the school.
Yeah, it depends on what you are going to study, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is okay.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Ovini?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning. Impact of nouns on development of second language, loud reading skill. Impact of phonetic vowel practice activities. Okay.
Sir,
Impact of phonetic vowel practice activities. On development of second language loud reading skill, right?
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. Iresha?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes. Now, effectiveness of
Using education technology tools on learning grammar for students in secondary school.
grammar among. On learning grammar among students in secondary schools or school.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay. Right? Yeah. Nadisha?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Now, not investigate is not necessary. A relationship between the use of newspapers and our ability to identify the main. Okay, Nadisha. Right?
Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right. Okay. Navodhi.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Impact of motivation and gender in achieving. Why do you select two things? Select one thing, it is enough.
Oh, okay, sir.
What do you like to select?
I would like to select a motivation factor.
Right. Impact of motivation on academic performances in English.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, Kudaligama?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Dilmi?
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do to develop a simple present tense?
It's activity based one, sir.
And then impact of activity based teaching. on development of
Okay, sir.
simple present tense constructions.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right, Madhavi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, impact of language laboratory activities.
Can you repeat?
Okay, on development of speaking skills.
Can you repeat, sir?
On development of speaking skills.
Can you repeat all one?
Impact of language laboratory activities
Activities.
on development of speaking skills
Skills.
in ESL context. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Maheshi,
Yes, sir.
what are you going to do?
I'm going to do most of I think the students they can't even
What are you going to do?
developing the ability of constructing simple sentences through
How? How are you going to do?
based on some creative creative activity.
What do you mean by creative activities? Huh? Maheshi? Creative activities means?
Based on some activities, writing activities.
Right. Then shall we do like this? The
Yes.
impact of selected writing activities on simple sentence constructions among ESL learners.
Okay, thank you.
Right? Okay. Veenadi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Teaching strategies for students with disabilities, sir.
Yeah, what are you going to do there?
That means in my class, there are some students with disabilities. It means that the poor concentration on the studies and the hyperactive students. So I want to do my research based on these students.
Right. So after that, what are you going to do?
That means from some of the students, I got the questionnaires on the one of the psychiatrics. So I can get the information from these students.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Effective teaching strategies.
Okay.
This is second language learners.
Yes, sir.
Effective teaching strategies on development of
okay
English language skills
Okay, sir.
among students with disabilities.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, okay, you can leave. Now I will be I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Some of you will have to come the next day. I am taking Dinil, Anoshi, Hashini, Sachini, Tilini, Harshani, and Tisera. I am extremely sorry. Never mind, you will have next week. Join next week, you will have time. Next week, I will stop the lecture around 7 o'clock and take the whole. I will assure you that all of you will be taken next week. I am very sorry, others can leave now, right? I am taking only 5 more students according to the chat messages. I am extremely sorry, dear, right? Because yeah, I will be taking all of you. I will give, no, wait. I will give you a solution. Wait. I am sending you a chat message to everyone. That is my email address. You can send me the your topic to my email address. I will reply within 1 or 2 days. Send me I have sent you my email address. Can you see my email address? Gayatri, can you see my email address in the chat box?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. You can send me the email. I mean, send me an email address. Send me an email with your title. I will reply. Within 2-3 days, I will reply. I will speak to 5 students only now. Sorry, others can leave. Dinali? Dinali? Left name. Anoshi? All of you can send me the chat messages. I'm sorry, email messages.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can send me the email messages, but I will take about 2 or 3 days to reply. That within 3 days, definitely. Sir? Yeah. Within
What
3
is the
days.
email address, sir?
Check in the chat box. See the last chat message. Can you see it in the chat box? Dinil, can you see it in the chat box?
Hello, sir.
Okay, sir.
Can you see it in the chat box, Dinil? Dinil?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can see.
My email address is there, ne?
Yes.
Yeah. So I will respond to you to your emails within 2 or maximum 3 days. Since so because there are more than 35, I'm sure that I may not be able to take you all for today, so that you can send me the chat messages. I will send you only Dinil.
Rasta, I am Anoshi
Yes, sir.
here. Just talk from me.
Anoshi and Dinil only, I will talk to them. Others can leave, right? Others can leave. Dinil, impact of activity-based teaching on the development of word order skills. Okay, fine, Dinil.
Okay, so can I use both the qualitative and quantitative methods for this?
Yeah, it depends, right? If you are really, yeah, you can use both qualitative and mixed approach can be used, right?
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay. Anush is the last one.
Yes, sir.
The effectiveness of selected strategies on development of speaking skills in ESL classroom. Right, Anushi?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I will end the session now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I am Hashini after the Anoshi. Can you check my minors?
So the next one also will, right? Next one will also come. Okay, last Hashini, yeah?
Okay,
Now,
sir.
what is, yeah, there are large number. You know, how come during the previous weeks you did not hear Harshini?
Yes, sir.
You are Harshini?
No, sir, Hashini.
Harshini. After Anoshini?
Yes, sir.
Improving students' ability in using prepositions of places through, yeah. Impact of,
So wait, sir.
what is simultaneous or simulation activities?
Simultaneous activities. So it means games and tasks.
All right,
and
okay,
all.
fine. Impact of simultaneous activities.
Impact of simultaneous activities.
On development of.
Okay.
Preposition knowledge.
Okay, sir.
Among second language learners.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am going to end the session. You can send me your.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can't we make a phone call and clarify our topic?
Only
for
thing
you?
is with a phone call, when you are talking, I am unable to concentrate. I must see it in a paper, written form. For example, when you are talking now, I can't concentrate on that. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Right? Therefore, what is the problem with your email? You can't send me an email.
The thing is, sir, 10th is the deadline, no, so we have to select the topic, no, sir, that's why.
No, 10th, you have time. Within 2 or 3 days, I will definitely send. I am not going to change your topic.
Sir,
Right?
I have 2 topics.
I'm not going to change your topic. I am going to change only the words in the topic.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay,
Therefore,
sir.
no worries that work with the topic.
Okay,
Right?
sir.
Work with the topic, no problem. I will change only the words in the topic.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay then, sir.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Then I'll drop
I
an
will
email.
not change your topic. I will not change your topic. I will change only the words in the topic to improve it. Right?
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much.
So, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
We'll meet again. I will end the session. Right?